right, so we're looking side by side here. And you know, we have leaves on the trees outside, so I'm not blown out. It's darker.
You're looking
in this room.
really good.
Thank you. As are you, Sue.
Thank you. I have my light coming this way.
Oh, we're in our old spots, both of us.
I know, mine is this hideous mess, but check that out.
That is never hideous.
Well, that over there is, but
No. And you get your cuckoo clocks going to the beat. I need a cuckoo clock right there.
yes. Mine
You know
isn't working. I need to put batteries in.
Actually, I was going to put some hooks there and put my hoops there because I thought that would be cool, like a display of my hoops. And I still have a picture right there that I want to hang right there. I still have work to do.
It looks so neat in there.
I tidied up for you.
I can
and
tell.
all of you, welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome. I don't know if we're on episode 47 or 48, but we're in the late 40s. And we're feeling good. It's been 3 weeks since our last episode.
I know. And I honestly feel like we haven't talked besides texting, but we usually try to do like a quick FaceTime. I feel like I haven't talked to him forever. So we're going to have to I feel like we might get carried away in conversation here. We might have to rein it back.
Yeah. Well, cue the sad music. Let's cue the sad music. Why? It's been 3 weeks. COVID hit the Beauville home. And I got COVID from a friend. I went out for coffee. And I was actually at Sue. I had to look back at our text chat for some numbers or something that we talked about. And it was funny because on I don't know, it was June 7th. I said, oh, I'm doing good. I have this little tickle in my throat. I think it's allergies, but I'm fine, and then June 8th. Yeah, I woke up this morning with a headache, but I took Tylenol. I'm sure I'm fine. It's muggy. It's and you could tell I was just getting sick. But I went out to coffee with a friend and she ended up testing positive. And 3 days later I did. And 3 days later, I gave it to my husband.
I know. And how did he fare?
He about the same as me, and he has a little bit more of a cough, but he usually gets it a little worse than me because he had asthma, or he had really bad allergies as a kid and had to get the shots and stuff. So he always gets stuff a little worse than me. But yeah, so we were together COVIDing, and he was laughing and about how 2 years of going in and back and forth into a hospital. He didn't get COVID, but he got it from his wife, who went out for coffee with a friend.
It's happening. We talked about it. It is happening that way now.
Yeah.
Kristen, Ben's girlfriend, got it. We were going up to Vermont.
Yeah.
And we were all going to be together, minus Jacob, because he had just been there. We have not all been together, all of my kids in the same space for probably 2 years. It's becoming a little overwhelming. It's oh gosh. And it's so hard because they live in Vermont. 2 of them live in Vermont. Mm-hmm. But we went up and we're like, oh my God, we're finally going to be with Ben and Kristen and Chelsea and Justin, at least, and the girls. And the day before, actually they had a wedding, but we were still going to fit it in. The day before we left, Kristen got COVID. Now, the weird part is Ben has not gotten it. It's so bizarre, I think.
That's like George. He didn't get it. With both Brian and I mean, Alex already had it, so he didn't get it. And George didn't get it. So we're glad. Isn't that strange?
It's strange. It's very strange. But in a way, I think he would have been fine getting it because I think it gives you a little more immunity for a while. I don't understand any of it because there's so much different information. But I'm glad you're feeling better. I don't like when you're not feeling well, because then I can't text you. You might be sleeping.
Yeah, I did sleep a lot and I cough. I still cough. So I'm sorry if I cough. But so while that all was happening, my first day of feeling awful, my computer crashed and died and blew up. And so I had no computer. I had all this work to do. I had COVID. keep cueing the sad music. But yeah, so I had to deal with that, and I had to use my brain to figure out how I was going to do things alternatively, you know, plans B and C. And it was like, I'm dying.
Well, because I did think, I felt like you were working a lot during it. Like,
Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes.
Felt
I
like
did look up like anything I touched. It was like things that you touch plastic, the COVID dies in like, I don't know, 3 minutes or something. It was
Yeah.
like,
yeah,
but then it got to a point where I just stopped for a few days. I couldn't.
you have to.
Yeah. I
Now tell me this, do you have the brain fog thing?
had the brain, a little bit of the, yeah,
Mhm.
kind of just, I mean, it wasn't anything scary, but it was just like, I'm not in the mood to even deal with this, you know, kind of
It
thing.
is, I think we talked about this briefly. It is so hard running a business during this time for fear of getting sick. I remember last year we had pre-sold all our advents and we had done an outrageous number, like sold an outrageous number. And I was so worried that like, what if I get sick and can't make this happen? Because
Mhm.
you have to collect all the money up front. I hate doing it, but it's how it works.
That I remember you mentioning that last year, and it made me think like, oh my gosh, you're right. That would be, and I
It's
even thought that too with Brian. And then when Brian got sick, I was like, oh my gosh, both of us with it. And then George kind of had took over as he went out for errands, and he was our, you know, because Alex actually had a cold. He never tested positive, but he had a cold during it all too.
Yeah.
So, but anyways, so that was the second sad story. And then the third was because of COVID. I had plans. Paige was going to drive
I
here. We were going to
know.
go to H+H Americas in Chicago, the trade
Why?
show. It's happening right now.
Why do I not know what this is? Having been in this industry for so many years, I'm like, because I follow like Must Love Yarn is there right now, and there's people that are there. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
why do I not know what this is?
It's well, remember TNNA that
Right, which I
that-
used to participate.
yeah, that ended when I don't know all the details, but it ended.
I remember, yeah.
And then we didn't have a trade show for the knitting and fiber industry. And then the Craft Industry Alliance, that's a newer organization. They partnered with the H&H that's in Cologne, Germany every year. That's been happening for like the last 100+ years.
Yes, I know. That is familiar.
Yep. I remember when the ladies from the store
Espace Tricot.
yes, they went. That was fun to watch them a few years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah, so this is the first year in Americas. They're going to be doing it every year now in Chicago to start. And I was excited to be part of the first year. And there are some Needleworks kind of oriented shops. For the most part, it's a lot of yarn based businesses, but there's quite a few Needleworks, and the classes they were offering. There were so many classes that I wanted to take. Like,
And let's be honest, who cares about any of that? You were going to get to see Paige.
well, that's the thing. Like Paige was going to be at my house for the first time. Like she was going to drive the 10, 11 hours and stay overnight, meet my family. She's never met Brian or the kids in person.
Oh my God. And they would love her.
And we were going to drive into Chicago, and she was going to, we had a suite, you know, she had the pull-out couch, and I mean, it just all came together so quickly, like 3-4 weeks ago, and then it all bombed. Like we decided, and then, but I'm glad I didn't, because even like 2 days ago, I was just tired. Like this is the first day that I
have to rest a lot.
Yeah, it's weird. It just lingers. But anyway, so those were my three just sad stories. But you know what? I have friends and family that have it so much worse. They have worse things going on. I have it could have been a lot worse. So
I know.
It's been a great 3 weeks. I can't complain.
I know. It was funny. I was at the grocery store yesterday, and this woman was cashing me out, and I forgot something happened. She was like, oh man, third thing today or something. Like, I think she thought maybe like I was upset about something. And I was like, let's face it, if this is the worst that happens to either of us today, we're in good shape and we're
Yes.
laughing about it. It's like
Exactly.
perspective is everything.
Yeah, exactly. And all the kind comments and emails we are getting from people, thank you.
Yes.
Whenever you send something to me, I'm sending it on to Sue as well about the podcast or about the fiber, the brain fog, the
Fabric.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, I love when you send me those notes. It's always like, oh, people really like it. Like,
I
'cause
know.
we've talked about it. We all work in our own little bubbles here and we just do it and hope that what we're doing, people are liking it. And so, yeah,
Exactly.
it brightens my day always.
Yes. And now I'm prepping. You can see I've got stuff ready down here upstairs. There's 3 big, huge, heavy boxes.
Did the latest 2 come?
2 came yesterday, and I bet 2 will come tomorrow.
1 today.
One today.
I think there's only 1. Yeah, you have I always feel really bad when I finish because I'm so relieved and I'm just like, I'm done. And then I go, oh, poor Rachel. Like,
No,
she hasn't even started.
it's fun. You know what? I've got a rhythm here of it.
Same.
I've got a rhythm with it upstairs and downstairs. And there's moments where I can just watch podcasts while I'm doing the busy work. And I've got my boys this summer. I'm going to put them to work with some of the tasks.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah. I felt like the last 2 boxes, I was really pumping. It's like, you forget when you start something new that it takes you a while to create the real process you're going to end up with.
Yes.
And I'm getting really close to being at that, like, okay, I don't think I can produce much more than I am in a day. I always have a pretty lofty day goal for a tiny little operation in space.
Yeah.
And this past week, whenever I finished, it was like, whoa, I was really hitting the mark. So I was real excited about that.
Yeah. And now both of us have the press, and I feel like the linen
Game changer.
is coming
I
out.
love that that's become my word.
I know. I know. Everybody ends their emails with, it's a game changer. I love it.
And Sharon from Sampler Style Podcast. I love Sharon.
I know.
Like, and as Sue Stokes would say, and I'm like, I have a word now.
Totally. You totally have a word.
But that press is because as I was down there, I was like, I used to be doing it totally differently. And I can sit while I'm doing the press.
It's a game changer.
It is
huge.
For me to be able to do something and sit is huge because all my processes are standing. And by the end of the day, all I want to do is sit.
I do the same thing, and I've got a table behind me and a table on the side, and I'm just moving.
I do too. I go
swivel chair.
I know.
It is.
I know. It's super exciting, and I shared with you the boxes that you got. I am so happy with.
Honestly, you really hit your groove with the dyeing. I don't want to give.
I'm super happy.
Yeah, and I'm so excited. I don't know how you felt about the thing.
I love it, especially the last thing you sent me. I was like, oh, I love tidbits of information.
I know.
And I am not a researcher to look for information, so that when you feed it to me, it's like, I don't have to read anything but get right to the point there. And I love it.
Well, my goal is when these little packages arrive in the mailbox, I want people to go, oh, and when they open it, I want them to go, oh, and then when they're reading it, I want them to be like, oh my God, that is so interesting. I did not know that.
You nailed it. You always do.
No, I mean, it's only the 3rd time, so we'll see. But I just am having so much fun. But we have a huge club. I mean, we have a big club. Thank you.
We have a huge club. Again, for a tiny little operation.
Yes.
The amount of stuff when I tell people how many yards I dye, it's like,
I know.
And I think when we started, your number was so low.
I was I'm like 50 or
I know. And I'm a go big or go home girl. So like my goal is always like so lofty, and it's like we exceeded it.
Oh my word.
It's
And
exciting.
I look at Fox and Rabbit's, and I'm thinking, I need that new serger they got. I saw on Instagram, they got it as Juki industrial serger. I bet you just put it in and it goes, zoom.
They are gigantic.
Yeah, I can
They
see
are
why they need all that.
gigantic.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. Okay, so anything else in the beginning here? We have
Do we have
some.
any questions? I'm really bad. I didn't go look.
I didn't go look either. We had the live, so we answered questions on the spot.
Right. Yes, yes. I forgot that was our last.
Yeah, so it really,
It was fun.
yeah, that was so fun. I love doing lives.
I do too. It's interesting. Some people love them and some people prefer this. So I love that we do both.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I personally, I like them both.
I
When
do
I'm
too.
a viewer, like there are some times where a live can be like, well, I don't understand the conversation and it's just not moving along.
Mhm.
But I like them when the person who's doing the live says the question out loud. So if I'm just stitching along, I can just hear the question and hear her answer. And I
Yes,
don't know, there's a definite art to it.
there
Definitely.
is. And we definitely still have for those of you who just like skip over them because they're lives, we definitely still have a lot of this in it.
Oh yeah.
And because there's two of us, we're able to read the questions and have, it's a little easier, I think.
Mhm.
But yeah, I love both.
I love the connection, definitely.
I do
with
too.
everyone, for sure. Yeah.
I think that's super important. And I know in our yarn business, it has always been very important.
Mhm.
So yeah, I like it too.
Yeah, it's something with the online business that I've been kind of grappling with in my mind. It's like if you're a brick and mortar store right now, it has to be all about connection to compete with the online business. And it seems like online businesses need to have a lot of product and just sell a lot. So how are you, like me, a small kind of niche boutique online business? How do I mean, technically, should I be having a whole ton of product? No, I don't want to be that, but I need to figure out ways to connect better, which is why I'm here in the first place.
Yes.
Not doing
I
this
think
because
you're
I
very
want to
good.
sell. Yeah, so I'm trying
Well,
to
and
figure
I
out
do,
different ways to do it.
I do think you connect with your customers just by like, I look at that club and what you put into that club, that's a connection to
Yeah,
me
yeah, that's true.
because you're going above and beyond. So, yeah, I think it's important. And I think both brick and mortar and online businesses can support each other and be great together.
Yeah.
I really think you need to have a presence on the internet, even if
Yes.
you're a brick and mortar.
Yeah, that's really where it's
Mhm.
it's there already. You have to be, I think.
Yeah,
It's yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Can we
So,
just talk about the Great British Sampler Weekend first?
well, we're going, aren't we? When is it?
It's next year in the fall, like it ends the day before my birthday, October 1st. It's like September something through October 1st. I bet it's full by now.
Oh, my birthday's in September. We could have given it to each other.
I mean,
Rachel, happy birthday.
well, I emailed and got the application. I went that far, and then I was like, "Oh, Rachel, come on!" But then I was like, you know what? I bet if I signed up, I mean, really, would you go? I don't know.
I think so.
I mean, maybe we should just send in our application, and then we'd maybe be on a waiting list. And then if it happened, then it's meant to be. Because that's the only way I operate is if it's like
Oh,
meant to be. Like,
absolutely. Okay.
really? Are you just saying that because they're all listening?
I'm not sure.
Trying to
I
look
gotta think
big?
about it.
I know. I'm so tempted, but I just feel because I went on Facebook and I made the mistake of joining the Facebook group. So then I see all these people, oh, I just signed up. I'm so excited. Coming from Australia, coming from Western United States, coming from all these amazing.
The only way I would
places.
do it is with you, and we'd have to travel together. How would we figure that out?
I'd have to fly to Hartford and then,
Or would I fly
or
to you?
we, or
No, you
or,
would fly to me.
or I'd fly to Newark or, wherever you connected and we'd meet. That's what Paige and I did for Norway.
All right, we'll work out the details.
I don't know. I got to talk to Brian too. Oh, wait, no, 2023. That's not this year. That's next year. Okay. Yeah. Anyway,
We'll discuss it.
but did any of you sign up? If you did, let us know down below. So we
I'm
can-
not kidding. So the Food Nanny is doing her France trip. I love following that. I can't wait till they go. I can't
I
wait to
love
follow it. I feel like we need to do that for our people.
Sue, how do we do? We need to find a travel agent that can help put it together because the Food Nanny has that French guy.
Yeah.
We need a French guy. We need a British
Guy.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a guy.
Yeah, that's true. I don't even want it to be a lot of sites. I really just want to immerse myself in them. Yeah.
I agree. Okay, we got to talk about this offline. If any of you are a travel agent,
Contact us immediately.
yes, please. I definitely want to, even if it's like 2 years out.
That's exactly what I was just
know?
going to say. I feel like it would really take some planning, but I really want to make it happen.
Yeah, I know. Well, then I was like, oh, well, maybe we should do the sampler weekend. That's our scouting out. We could stay an extra few days and, maybe Nicola could show us around. We could go on our 25-mile walks with Birdie and what's the other dog? Her cute dogs.
Is that how far she goes?
I don't know. She does long walks. I maybe
might need to get in better shape.
2.5 miles. Oh, maybe it's kilometers. That's shorter. Oh my gosh. Let's talk.
Okay.
Let's talk. Okay. We both have finished objects.
Yeah.
Right?
You go
You said
first.
you did.
Yeah.
All right. Marching orders work. You guys, I'm done.
Oh, that's not a
done.
finished object. That's like an FFFFFFO.
This is my very first quilt.
Oh,
What is this?
Rachel.
Oh,
Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous.
look at my scrappy binding.
Did you put a label on it?
No, but I
want you to.
I'm gonna put it in like the corner. I'll just and I have a few labels from a couple years ago. I did the Missouri Star Christmas box and we got some labels.
Yes, do it.
But this is the ultimate, you guys have heard this ad nauseum, but this is the ultimate beginner quilt from Fat Quarter Shop. I followed it to a T on their YouTube channel and learned how to make these blocks and just learned a lot of the basics.
Are you so proud of yourself?
My backing is this readable. There's the quilting. I sent that out to our local person here.
I love it.
I think if I do another quilt this size, I'll try and do my own quilting on I have a baby lock soprano that's, it's supposed to be able to do some smaller quilting.
Well, because that's like a lap quilt.
Yeah, it's 60 by 60. I'm gonna bundle up in it. Air conditioning is on, so.
I have windows open. It's glorious.
But I did my own binding. I sewed on one side and then with the machine and then I finished it.
Man.
Oh, I loved the finishing. And can I tell you, I had from another box I got from Primitive Gatherings. I had a tube of Primitive Gatherings binding needles. I don't know if they sell them there in the shop or if they're a brand I can buy and have in my shop. If that's the case, I want to have them in my shop because they were like butter. It's almost like the needle just moved itself through. It was a little bit longer. And it just
Okay.
slid through.
Wow.
Amazing. Yeah, I have to say it made a big difference. But yeah, my scrappy binding's fun. Look at my mitered corners.
Good for you. Everything about it is just, to me, that's like summer.
All Lori Holt.
I was going to
fabric,
say, I was assuming that.
Farmgirl Vintage.
Oh, and you picked such great combinations.
Thank you. Yeah, this was from just some fat quarters that I had of
Mhm.
hers, and I just I sort of followed the color scheme of it was all solid colors, the bundle you could buy from Fat Quarter Shop. So I just kind of used that as a guide.
I love it.
Thank you. They need
Oh,
tape, except for the tag, which I will definitely put on. So now it's on to the flea market flowers. I'm
Okay.
gonna finish that one.
Should we talk quilting as long as you have your quilt out?
Sure.
Let's do it. So I have the flea market flowers. I have not started it. I'm a little overwhelmed by it. And I know I don't have to be, I know that, but. So I watched Lori. This is from the Happy Little Stitch Shop. Thank you so much, Angela. And I bought every ruler. I got everything. I feel like I am set to do almost anything Lori does, except for like her, are they called remix shapes or whatever the shapes are?
Okay.
Other than that, I have everything, like every ruler known to man, everything. I just decided I was going to do it instead of this piecemeal stuff.
Yeah.
So this is for the
Farmhouse Star
quilt.
Oh,
And
love that.
I had no intention of doing this. And I don't really watch a lot of Lori's quilting videos just because I'm not a huge quilter, but I decided this night to watch this one. So I am going to start with this one because it is much simpler than the flea market flowers, but it's the same concept. So I feel like really, truly, it's not going to be hard, but this is also kind of the same shape over and over and over again. So you really get a feel for that, the process, which the process is exactly the same, just different shapes. I should have brought the pattern in.
I'll have already put the picture up.
Okay, I forgot to bring the pattern.
Super cool. Couldn't you see it in all different, like I might actually do it in a different colorway, like a different,
well,
to be different.
So I am going to do it exactly because that cuts out another part of my brain where I don't have to be creative, because I strictly want to learn the process and get it down pat. I don't want to think about literally anything but the process. So that's why.
And this is an applique quilt, and Lori has this great method of applique, which I'm sure like 99% of you out there know about. It's just a super easy way, and I would never try any other way. They all seem too fiddly for me. But you know what? It's just how you learn as well.
It's how you learn. But she does really make it look so easy.
That's the thing. I was watching her. I was watching Angela's replay of, I don't know if it was, I think it was a quilting one. And Lori was on, and Lori said that she tries to make patterns that are super easy, but makes it look like they're hard. And I've always had that in my mind when it comes to a lot of things. Like when I'm putting kits together, I want to make people look clever, and I want to make my customers look like
same.
And she does. She makes, I mean, these look like.
She does. And I don't feel like she's pulling the wool over our eyes and it's really hard. No. She really makes it so manageable. I'm so excited about it. I'd like to think now that my dining room table has no more fabric on it.
Yeah.
Dyed fabric, that I can maybe set up station and start.
I think where a lot of people, it's a mental break where it seems like such a big process, but if you just break it down into little steps, it's so easy. And with the Farmhouse Star, it's literally two shapes that you're constantly cutting out. I think the circle and one of the points of the star.
Yes. And I want to be super disciplined and not just cut one. I want to do like very methodically, because that's where I get caught up too.
Yeah.
Like I'll try one and then I don't go back and then I forget how I did it. And I kind of want to get in a rhythm. I love her chicken quilt so much.
I do too.
I want to do that one too.
And I think Angela said she had like one left, one kit.
Don't even tell me that.
I know. I like the chickens, but I think I would maybe make maybe one or two chickens, and the other blocks I'd do something else.
I love it. I think someday Chelsea's gonna have chickens.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
So I think they would die to have that quilt,
Yeah.
or just do a table runner even, right?
Yeah. And I even thought about, because I want to move on to some other quilts. And I know the prairie, oh, there's three in the prairie, what's it called? Prairie? I think it's just called Prairie.
Life.
Her next fabric collection is coming out shortly, and there's 2 quilts and a runner that I'm dying to do. They're beautiful, but I really want to keep going and get things done before I start anything. And I was
know.
contemplating turning my flea market flowers into a runner,
Oh, really?
but I shouldn't do that. I decided not to,
Yeah. Don't do it for that one.
because it's a kit. And they're all so pretty.
I know. I'm
It's just
super.
now I've got like 10 billion cuts of linen I need to work on
You know,
upstairs.
you've got a little bit of a daunting job ahead of you, but it's okay.
It's
okay. You'll get
okay.
it
It's
done.
good.
You'll get it done.
Yes. So anyway,
So that's my quilting.
you need to start that. Allison gives Sue marching orders.
Yes, Allison, do that. I
Please.
know. I feel like I need to commit to like cutting out all the big stars, like something like that.
Well, it looks like there's like a certain number of one size and a certain number. So like commit to doing all the.
Yes, and some go on circles. I'm not doing this. I think I'm missing one circle ruler that I have to order, the biggest one, I think. I can't remember, but yeah.
So do what you have and start. Oh, that's fun. Yay. Okay, well,
I have a finished object.
let's see it.
Okay, are you ready?
I was born ready to see your finished objects. No, Susan.
So I know. I love when you say that. You sound just like Chelsea. I love this so much. I cannot tell you. Well, I can tell you. This is a commitment, this Biscornu. It's a lot of stitching, but it is so worth it.
It's so
So I
beautiful.
stopped. You know, I say this, I even got the lines around it.
It's mine.
So I haven't looked up a video yet because that's what Teresa says. Go online. There's lots of good videos to put it together.
You can have mine with.
I'm so excited about this. I am so happy that I committed to it. I am carrying us through this. Don't worry. So I'd like to think by the next time I will have it together and we can talk about that for people.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
We should probably take some pictures or something. Can I make like a
Yes.
blog? Oh,
I will, you know what? I'll try to send pictures during the process.
yeah, if you think of it.
I will. I definitely will.
I will eventually write a blog when mine is finished, but well done.
I am
Look how
telling you,
beautiful.
anyone who's making this one realizes what a commitment. I kind of
Yes.
want to do the sampler that goes with it. I haven't even looked at it. I really have to go look at it. Or even like a portion of it and have this and then have the
Yeah.
small framed next to it.
Oh, yeah. Have that seated next to it. That is just so beautiful. I love the back as much as the
I do
front.
too. And the back, once you get going, I felt like once I got the top 3 in, because I started it and I thought this was going to go really fast. And it's not.
Yeah.
I talked about it. I put all the veins in, they
Mhm.
met up, and then you don't really even have to look at the pattern once you get one going each way, just so you don't have to flip it in your brain.
Yeah. I love that center too. It's just so, it's so pleasing to the
beautiful.
eye. It's just very beautiful.
Teresa is a professional
Oh my gosh. I don't
all the
know.
way around.
Oh, she is. She is.
She just, her design sense, her drawing skills, everything. It's quite impressive.
And her way to bring it to the people and make it doable and understandable and down to earth, and she's got a great personality, and I mean,
it's impressive. It's very impressive. You can tell she's been doing it for years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but oh, I'm so happy with this. It felt so good to finish it because it's really hard to do stitch alongs and finish when you're actually working in the industry.
Yeah.
Because you have to find time to do it. So I was super proud of myself when I finished it.
I'm super proud of you. And I am super proud of all the folks on Instagram who have put the hashtag on there. I thought I would share the screen right now and see if I can pull up. Let's see. Share screen. Let's see
You're
if I
so
can
good
do
at
this.
this.
Okay, here we go. Let's see if you can see this. And do you see it?
Yes, look at them.
Okay, so here's the hashtag.
Look at the one in the
Biscornu.
middle.
Look at, I mean, all these beautiful. Now this person shared a
Yes.
moth that landed on her, I think, windowsill, and it looks sort of like the moths in the stitch with the circles, you know?
Do you have moths like that at your house?
No, but up north
Yeah,
we have
I want to
big,
say we don't.
they're scary.
They're
Look.
beautiful. Look at these. They're beautiful.
Yeah. Look at, that's Teresa's fabric. Look at this, the bird. Oh, I won't say
I want to
names.
do, I have to say, I want to do another one. Look
Look
at the
at-
finished one.
This is finished. So there is someone out there who has finished.
Mm.
I don't know if I click on it, is it going to pull up? I'm sure it would pull up the name, but
I don't, oh my gosh, look at that little Halloween one. I love
I
it.
know. I love that
Oh.
one. I love that one. It's just so fun. I kind of want to do just a fun one. And look at the different, this looks like a kind of different colors, sort of. It's a little.
It feels like
brighter.
that one she just outlined and didn't someone talk about that?
Yes, she did. But I
Just
think this is the
outlining?
outline and this is it filled in.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe she just left it.
Oh, isn't that pretty? Look at the teapots.
Oh, see,
That is-
I want to do a holiday one really badly. I want to do a Halloween one.
Yeah.
I wish Teresa would design a Halloween one because I love her Halloween designs.
Yep. Okay.
Oh my goodness, they're beautiful,
I know.
guys.
This is just earlier on. So yeah, that's about it. Well, there you have it.
I know I didn't post mine because I wanted to wait till here.
Okay.
But it's so much fun. They're so much fun. A lot of work, but fun. Somebody did ask this question, and I don't know if we ever addressed it, like, because it is so tempting to keep turning it as you're stitching.
Yes. I had to make a little stitch on the top because I
I
messed up
knew-
once.
Yeah, I knew just because of where the salvage edge was, I think. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, don't turn. The only way you can turn is completely upside down, either
Yes.
this way or completely upside down, which I did that a lot.
Because it
Um,
messes up your stitch layment.
Mm.
Whatever.
and that, I don't know if you've ever seen a piece where people just don't realize they're all supposed to go the same way.
Yes.
It's crazy what it does.
It's just chaos.
Mhm.
I saw that.
Yeah,
A friend of mine, and it was like, oh, I don't want to say anything, but
yeah, it
yeah,
is.
it was shocking. You're like, ooh,
Yeah.
that's what it does. Okay, well, so next time we record, we'll be doing a live, so maybe that's when we
We could talk more
could
about it.
talk more about the
That's a
construction.
great idea.
But since we're on Teresa, Sue and I are both tier 4 patrons of her Patreon.
Patrons.
And she is doing this another amazing idea that she had is to do a mystery sale with just her tier 4 people. So she gave us 4 or 5 options that we voted on. They were sketches, her art. And we all voted. Now my number 2 choice was picked, but my number 1 choice she is going to be producing very soon. That came
I
out on
I
Instagram.
missed that whole thing. I've really got to get
I think it
more.
was like a couple days before you signed on.
I think it was too.
Yeah.
I'm
So,
dying to see this.
So I don't know. I think I can show. Yeah, she says.
Yeah, she showed on hers. She
Yeah.
was showing.
Yeah, so the choice that everybody picked was Strawberry Manor, and we're getting like 12 clues. It's very slow over the next few months here, and I'm almost done. It's strawberries all around. And
That house is fantastic.
I just started the house. I'm using pretty much what she calls for, lots of DMC and Weeks Dye Works. And I don't have a picture. She's got the corner is shown, but then the rest is all blurry. But it's a lot of strawberries and
That's a good
COVID.
depiction of that though. Like you can really tell.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's her style, and I already made a mistake. This D is not supposed to be gold, but I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah, it's
I
okay.
don't care.
I really want to start it. I've got to see. I'm trying to be really focused. I had a month of not being able to focus on one thing. So I did a lot of like little bits of stitching that really like, I hate to use the word anxious, but it really like doesn't
Nothing
make me,
feels
yeah,
good.
I really need to settle into something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hear you there. Yeah, I pulled a this 36 count. I really wanted to do Old North Church from our January club, but I only had a piece of 18 count Aida, and I just really wanted to do this one in linen. I
Mm.
really did.
She's
So
using that, I think.
yeah, so I'm doing 36 count. This is Milk and Honey by Fiber on a Whim, which is one of my favorite colorways of theirs. I love this.
I don't think I've ever used their fabric.
This is a beautiful fabric. It's just a real
Just soft.
creamy, soft.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my strawberry manor.
Well, I know we're going to talk about Christmas in July, but I ordered something and started it that is not, it's embroidery, not cross stitch. So
Right.
I know. And when we got home from Vermont, I just wanted to sit down and not have to think. So I pulled it. It was in the mail when I got home. Oh, shoot. Hold on. So Fiber Talk interviewed, why don't I know her name? Stitch Stories. Oh, I should know her name. She lives in New Hampshire. Debbie Hodge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Deborah.
Anyways, I ordered this. All my kids are coffee drinkers. Dave's a coffee drinker. I don't really have a spot in the kitchen where I could put this, but Chelsea loves embroidery. I might make one for Kristen because she's so appreciative of art. And Chelsea has a little shelf in her kitchen, like to the side, where I think she'll really like it. I don't know. I just got it.
Put it on one of those.
Yes, and I have one.
That'd be really
Totally
cute
forgot about
for
that. That's
if
what
she
I'm gonna
doesn't
do.
put it on the wall. Oh, that just looks so cute.
I love
And you
it.
said it's got different stitches in it. More than
Yes.
just running
So,
stitch.
well, and it's interesting because on the picture, I didn't like it. I didn't like the chain stitch for this cursive writing. The other thing is it comes printed in color. Honestly, I think I'd rather it not be in color. I don't know why, but I don't know, like you can't even really tell what I stitched and what I didn't. Like this is stitched in chain stitch, and I really like it, but I worked really hard on keeping those chains really close together. I felt like for all of it, which is kind of how I operate, like I had to take very good care of placement and all of that. Like this is a split stitch, which could have been a back stitch. I'm not sure that you can even tell.
And these are called for, and does she give you?
It's a fantastic kit. And it really, the not liking it in color isn't really a criticism. It's how my brain processes things. For a lot of people,
Oh, that'd be
that's
so
ideal.
brainless. I know,
Yeah.
that'd be great.
It's ideal. I don't know. For me, it was like, oh, it's just easier for me to see it all the same. So,
and I think the reveal isn't as exciting.
I think that's it.
Because I was stitching on one of my Tamar ones that's in color, and it's just not as exciting as when you're
I think
putting
you
the
hit
color
the
to
nail
it.
on the head. I really do.
But I like the texture. Oh, I like
one
that
of these boxes. It's a fantastic kit. The hoop is really nice.
Wonder what hoop she uses.
I mean, I wouldn't use them for stitching, but for finishing,
Hmm,
I love it.
good.
I love it. So
Good.
there. So the and coffee is done in backstitch, and then I just filled these in.
Oh, yeah. With satin
It's
stitch.
yeah, and I love the variety of stitches, like the fly stitches down. It just brings back like, oh, I
Yeah.
used to love all the different stitches.
Yeah, that's so cute. And you could
Yeah.
make it your own by filling in a
Oh,
lot in there,
I
or
could do so much more.
personalizing the mug with Chelsea C on it, or
Mm. Oh, there's so much you could do, but it's so fun. It's so relaxing. I am loving embroidery. And this is just a side note. You know that podcast you love? So, what's it called? So,
Haptic and Hue?
say that again.
Haptic and Hue?
No, it's
Oh.
so something. It's a
Oh.
young girl. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Not on my
Oh,
phone. So I
I
can,
haven't listened to her in a while because she hasn't had a new episode out.
well, I will tell you this. Oh,
Oh my
shoot.
gosh. So what? So what? So what podcast?
Is it? Hold on. I
Or-
can tell you because I'm listening to it. So what?
Mm.
So she is doing a two-part interview around the world of Erica Wilson, the
I don't-
cruel queen of the
really?
world.
Oh.
And so she was like the Julia Child of, she's amazing. Now I'm
Huh.
assuming she died because this is somebody that worked for her, was a good friend. They're
Oh.
interviewing on the first part. It's amazing.
Okay. This is new. How did I not see that? I gotta go listen.
June 9th.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I was in the middle of COVID.
Oh,
So
so
good.
an
Oh, I have something to
interview with
listen to.
Edith Boris. It's fantastic.
Awesome. And it's a two-parter?
It's a two-parter.
Even
So
better.
I'm so excited. But I have such an appreciation for all forms of needlework.
Me too.
Like some cross stitchers would not be interested in this at all.
No.
And honestly, like to get this to look beautiful, you have to be very like, it's not like, oh, I'm just going to stitch. Like
Yeah.
there's a lot of thought that goes into it and a
Yeah.
lot of technique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So go buy one of her kits.
And-
And
the finishing is going to be so fun to see
well,
what you do with it.
I think what I'm going to do is, I think I finally know how to do it. I've watched a few videos and I think I've got a lot of beautiful felted wool that I think I'm just going to cut a circle and then I'm going to put it in that thing.
I think it'll be so cute.
I don't have to call it that thing.
Yeah. What's it called? I forget. The hoop prop. I
Hoop
have to
prop.
order some more. I'm running low on those.
Hoop prop. They're wonderful. And
Yeah.
I've had it just sitting there and
I have a couple more in the shop, but I need to order more because yeah. So what you'll do is you want to make it so the hardware is at the bottom because the hardware is what holds it in the hoop.
holds it in there. Good thing you
Mhm.
just said that because I did not remember that.
Right. Don't get it all
No.
prettied up and then it'll be upside down.
Yeah. I'm super excited. I'm super excited. And the thing that's really cool, and I almost did this, but I couldn't commit to it, is you get enough floss for more than one, probably even more than two. So you can buy the kit and then you can do an add-on or just the pattern. I'm wondering if it includes the hoop too. I don't know.
That's a great idea.
I kind of wish I did just because I kind of think Kristen would love this.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, very cool. I know I'm really loving the embroidery and I'm getting geared up to make another big order with Tamar from Israel. Because I really would like to get some holiday ones from her. She had some really cool Christmas ones. Yes. And I know Hook, Line and Tinker is also one that
I haven't tried theirs yet. I like having experienced a different designer because I love Tamar. Is that how you say it?
Mhm.
I love her stuff and I have a
I
bunch of her kits.
love it too. So if anybody has any embroidery designers that they love out there, let me know. Yeah, I just love her illustrative style of her kits. They're just really pretty. They're cute.
This is so close to being done. It's ridiculous that I put it down.
Mhm.
And just because we talked about Erica Wilson, I showed this already, but I cannot wait to start this.
I cannot wait for you to start that too.
I'm so drawn to it. I'm a little, look at it.
Oh my gosh.
I just love the thought. Crewel to me is the oldest form of needlework. Like
Yeah.
it's how we all learned. It's how Chelsea learned. I
Mhm.
remember sending her to the local shop, her and my niece,
Mhm.
and and I wanted her to learn how to do counted cross stitch. And they
Mhm.
started with crewel. And I was like, oh, why are they doing that?
Mm.
I'm so glad they did.
Mhm.
I am so glad they did. It's,
Mhm.
oh my gosh, that is so stunning.
It's beautiful. I know I inherited from my great grandmother that her and her husband owned the florist in town. And so she'd get these old booklets from not big books from the early 1900s flower seed catalogs, and they're beautiful catalogs. But that's how she would store her floss, her crewel floss in between the pages. So
Oh.
it's this gorgeous book and all these flowers and the floss. It's real. I have to pull that out and show it to you sometime.
We
But
need to see that next time.
yeah. But yeah, so there's all this old wool, and I got from my grandmother that my mom gave me. She made this, it's this big piece of plastic, and she sewed seams in it, and all her pieces of crewel, all the different colors are in that. So they were doing that a long time ago. I mean,
A long time ago.
Yeah,
I feel like so many of those old arts come back, but I
Mhm.
feel like crewel has really been on the back burner for a long time. So let's bring it back. Not that I have that capability, but maybe we'll just keep ordering those kits and making them.
I know, and I think it's coming back, as is Bargello. I think
Bargello.
that's another form. It's with the wool, right?
It's needlepoint.
It's more needlepoint.
Well,
different
I say that I did
fabric.
Bargello on some of my designs in counted thread. So it's,
Yeah. And my sister-in-law, her father just recently passed away, and so I was reading the obituary, learning. I love weird like that, but I enjoy a good obituary. I love reading the history.
oh
of
my
a
gosh, then
person.
you have to read this book because the husband is an obituary writer.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'll have to. Okay, here we are. We're talking about death again, but we can't get through a podcast without talking about death. But he, in his obituary, he worked for the forest industry, man's job. But one of his hobbies was crewel work, and she inherited each kid has a piece of his crewel work they framed, and like, can you even imagine?
I love that. I so hope. I struggle with this because, of course, everything I make, I have who I want it to go to, I'm bequeathing.
Yes.
It's just that it shouldn't matter because we're not going to be around, but you want them to get it. You want them to get the importance of that piece.
Mm-hmm. And they will when we're gone, right? Well,
Not sure.
anyway,
I feel like my guys will. They won't want a lot.
no.
Like I could see them all wanting like one or two
One.
things.
Yes.
But they won't want a lot. But I think whatever they have, like Jake already took his birth sampler, which was a gorgeous Noah's Ark. It didn't look like a birth sampler. It wasn't meant for that. I made it that. It's
Mhm.
hanging in his apartment.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, he likes all that kind of stuff. He has my final senior project from art school hanging up in his living room. They kind of fight over that. They're like, how did you end up with that?
I love that. I love that they fight
know.
over it. And you just hope there's one person each generation that at least understands, even if they don't like it, maybe their kids will, or their kids' kids. Because I have stuff from, 3 generations. It gets exciting for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I started a few things. I worked on a few things. What did I work on? Oh, I pulled out, I don't know, I had a hankering when I was COVIDing to pull
It's a
out an
verb.
old one.
Oh, darn it. I want to work on that.
Oh my gosh, I love this one. I forgot how much I love this one. This is, and you can't really tell, but I did a lot of work on it. I got some more of the houses done down below. I got
There's
the
a
water.
lot of stitching in that band.
And I picked, last time I had worked on this, I was still stitching with a hoop and I was starting from the bottom going up. And now I'm starting in the upper right-hand corner going down. So I was working on it upside down.
That works.
It worked for me.
It's so
And I'm
interesting.
sewing is stitching. I'm not, yes. So
Well, and I listen, a lot of podcasts. I don't know. I'm very drawn to people that no longer use hoops because I never used a hoop and now I do. And I feel like I can't reacclimate to no hoop. I need just enough tension.
But you don't tighten the hoop. You're still sewing method.
I'm definitely sewing method, but it gives my hand a direct place to hold.
Yeah.
Where I don't have one, I kind of do this and I fumble.
No shame in, hey, I actually wish I used a hoop because I think it's just a lovely look.
I feel that way about scroll frames, which I can't stand, and I've tried to like forever and I can't stand them.
Sue, I have a Millennium that I tried to use it and I didn't know what I was doing, and I have the rod, it's huge. It's like I was gonna make this huge.
Well, you can get smaller, obviously.
Yeah, I know, but it'll probably take a year to place the order. But this is La-di-da, Love Abide. I want to make this to go in my front entranceway. I think most of you have seen this one. I had it in my shop for a while. Let me know if it's one that you want me to carry again.
It's a fantastic one.
On the home page of my website, a lot of you have found I have a little box that just, if you have any comments or anything you want to see in my shop, just type in there and hit send. It doesn't even tell me who you are or anything. Sometimes people ask questions that are specific to them, but I don't know who you are, so I can't respond back, just so you know. It just comes to me in an anonymous email. But yeah, if there's any product or kit you're interested in, doesn't mean I'll do it, but I'd love your suggestions. So anyways, that's where I'm at with this one. It's just, I love it so much. And it is housed in one of these bags. I have these in my shop and I did a little stitching on these. They come three bags to a bag, I guess you could say. This was really fun to stitch on. So yeah, you just use a regular, I used a size 24 needle, very fun. If you're looking for like a summer thing that can get wet.
Full side.
You want a full side.
Do you still have these in your shop? Because I refound this with my project.
I know. I've had people ask for them. I have not had time. I have all the materials. I just got to sit down and make them. I love those.
I love this. I forgot what was in it until I found it. So we talked Christmas in July. You're working on Christmas in July right now.
I am, for the shop.
Yes. And I talked about how I feel like I haven't concentrated on anything in a while. Like I've just been flitting. I did work on, I didn't bring it in, my punch needle, the witch's feet. Last Saturday morning, I just was in my little room and I sat down and I punched a few threads. Punch needle is so fast.
So fast.
So fast. I didn't bring it in, but I have committed to this piece. So excited about it.
Oh, I love that one.
Do you still have it in your shop?
I do. I actually have it in a lot of Aida, and I have it in the sparkly Aida too, which I think would be really pretty with the snow scene in the back. I have a lot of that.
It's a great Aida design. I think I'm using 36 count. Almost looks like popover. I'm not sure.
I think it's an old covered bridge, maybe.
It seems too light.
Oh, you know what? Maybe it is popover for you.
Popover. It could be dunes.
I don't know. It was the beginnings of your dyeing.
Yeah.
That is called, what is that called? Winter.
Oh, I have it. It's the sweetest. I love her designs.
It is, yes, artful.
Woodland Holiday Sampler.
I love that one. I have to get it finished. I have it finished. I need to get things framed.
It's
Oh,
big.
it's bigger than you think, isn't it? It
It's
takes
bigger
longer.
than I think. I would have gone 40 count. I might do like a frame myself somehow. I'm not
Mhm.
sure. There's again, a ton of stitching, but all I have to do is fill in that face. All I have to do is fill in that body, fill in that sweater. This sweater is simple now that I have everything in place. I am off somehow, somewhere.
No, it doesn't
I don't
matter.
care.
Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
just so cute.
It's 90% DMC. And then the only thing I think that
Yeah.
I'm using specialty, and I feel like I might have gotten the kit, I don't know,
Mhm.
is this colorway here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I think I kitted it up for you and a friend. I think you gave it as a gift for a friend.
Oh, you're
One kit.
right.
Yes, because
You're
I
right.
remember
I don't
sending you
think
two.
yeah, I don't think she's enjoying it. I don't, she is kind of new to stitching, and
Yeah.
I did it on Aida.
You never know.
I love it.
I love the colors and I love it makes me feel good when I look at it.
It's very sweet without being sappy.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, for me it is.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun to frame that one. I don't, it'd be a really cute pillow too. Like if you added some other fabrics to it or.
I was kind of thinking, because again, I was watching Sharon and she does a lot with flat folds. She has a finisher who I've got to contact her and find out who it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
What I was half thinking, it's hard to decide until you put all the letters in. They're very subtle, but I think super important
I
to
love
tie
it.
that design together.
Mm-hmm. And I love the banners on the, it's so beautiful. And she's got a few new ones out.
I think I saw, well,
There's
and
one
then
that's
I'm done. But then I thought the other Christmas one I would like to finish is this one,
Yes.
which is Cranberry Christmas. Another art. I had never heard of her until you.
I have quite a few going in the shop, which I will share with you. And yes.
Well, this one was working up rather quickly and nicely, but I think I ended up using 2 strands, which is not what I typically do.
Yeah.
I don't know what this fabric is, but I love it.
It was a 32 count fabric, I think, and
Yes.
you were torn. You were like, one just doesn't feel like enough. 2. Yeah, I remember.
But I
that.
love the color.
Oh, it's so beautiful, Sue, from
And
here.
I feel like I have enough done that it's like, I'm not going to start over. I'm just going to power
Just use
through
the
with 2
2.
strands.
You'll get used to it.
Yeah, I kind of have.
Yeah.
So I'd like to think those are my 2 Christmas pieces that are manageable and I can get them done.
And the same designer. Isn't that
Same
funny?
designer. And then
Completely different looks.
I have my beautiful red work one, or red sampler by Jacob.
I'm dying to start a modern folk embroidery Christmas one. Dying.
Oh,
I gotta look for a smaller one.
I will tell you that one. I made that one really fast. Something about modern folk, those are the ones that are easy to commit to. I don't know why. I just put my head down and go.
Yeah. I need to, yeah, I need, should, blah, blah, blah.
It's so hard.
I know.
This one has a lot of the same colors as that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She started to use a lot more gentle arts, and now she's moving more towards DMC and classic color work. So speaking of her, I have a new one in the shop that I started.
Oh, I can't wait.
And oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it when I saw it because it's unlike anything I've ever thought I would stitch, but it feels so summer in Michigan to me. And it's this one.
Oh, I love this.
It's Americana Sailboat Sampler. It's
love
just
that.
like 4th of July summer to me. And it's a little bit more masculine. I can see my boys maybe even liking it. Yeah. And I can't wait to be stitching on it over the 4th of July as well. So I'm getting to a point where I have a lot of fill in that I'm going to be doing when I'm up north over the 4th for that week.
You're
Like
going to the lake.
Yes,
Oh,
yes. So here are my flosses for it. Oh, Allison, I'm using your floss tags. I'm noticing there.
love floss tags.
And I am actually kitting it up in the shop. And it's already kitted up in the shop. And I have to say thank you to Jessica Sweetwater. Oh my gosh. I hate when I get on here and I can't think of people's names and it's so like common. I'm putting it down below. Jessica, thank you so much for mentioning on Instagram. I got so many new followers on Instagram from your post saying that you love this, and she's stitching it. She's stitching it on the LFA Linens 36 count New England gray, which I thought is going to be gorgeous with the,
that would be
the, like,
so pretty.
the bluer sky, like it's a blue gray sky behind it. It's going to be gorgeous. And I really was planning on doing that until I remembered, why don't I just go for it? Because I've had this fabric in my stash for a long time. I don't know what people are going to think, but I'm just going to go for it.
I love it. I know. It's perfect.
Well, I think it's going to be awesome.
I do too.
This is Fabric Flare. It's 32 count, so I'm holding 2 strands. It's 32 count Fabric Flare, and it's called, I love how they put that in the selvage. It's Americana Stars. It's on their website. I have not looked into if I can get it in the shop. I know my regular distributor does not have any of it, so I'll have to contact them directly and see. But I got the 1 anchor almost done there, and I'm happy with the colors that I picked because I did my own kind of conversion.
Oh, I love it.
But it's just, see how I'm filling in I got the sails outlined. I just have to do the boat. I'm contemplating, what do I do with my pattern? I am contemplating making the boat body a white color against this fabric instead of brown. Because I don't know. I mean, it is a wooden sailboat, I guess.
I'm not sure how it will show up. Sorry, I can't.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. I think it would show up actually really good.
Yeah, I think I would. Well, it's 32 counts, so you should definitely use 2. You are using 2 strands. Might even go a little heavier, depending.
I don't know. I'm contemplating it because I think it would give it a.
It's so fun. It checks off so many boxes.
The eagle. George was like, I love it, but why is there an alphabet at the top? Like, because it's a sampler.
Yes.
But he doesn't get that. So.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Yeah.
So
sorry. Anyways, thank you, Jessica, for. I can't wait to see her, how she's doing.
Yes.
And to see.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
but
head to the shop.
Yeah.
Plenty.
So sorry, my instant messages are blowing up and I can't shut them off on my computer.
I'm so
dinging.
I don't know how to do that either on mine. Mine's been dinging too.
Oh, I haven't heard yours.
Okay.
Do you have anything else?
No. All I have is shop news. I've got a lot to show because it's been 3 weeks.
I would love to see it because I don't know what you have new.
Okay.
God forbid I were to go to your website. I just depend on you to tell me and show me everything.
And I'm starting to think I might, do a light show and tell on this channel, and I might go back to my Treehouse Fiber Arts channel, do a little video on there about, where I've been for the last 2 years. I think a lot of those folks are watching here though.
Yes.
And then do like the weeks that we're not doing a floss toss, do a shop kind of news thing where I just do like a shop download, like, everything shop.
I used to love, I don't know if you're still doing this because I'm not on Instagram a ton, but were you doing reels or something with kits?
I was, yep. I
loved reels. Those. I felt like they got right to the point.
This meeting, okay, got it. Yeah, the only problem is they live on, but my kits don't. but my name still
Oh.
lives on. So I don't know. I was trying to figure that out. Okay, so I have let my other camera in.
Yes.
So you probably see
I see your
that.
face in the winter time.
Okay, so now Rachel B, I'm going to start, I'm going to ask myself, I'm going to say, okay, Rachel. And
There you
then
are.
there I am. Oh, well, I'm not there. My ceiling is there. But now I'm going to change the camera downward.
Perfect. Oh, it's a new
And
one. Did you put
this
it
came
aside?
yesterday.
You
So
guys,
now let's
punch.
see. Let me see if I pin. I'm going to pin so everybody can see it better. There. How's that?
That magazine, so you put them aside for me all the time and then you send them to me and I put them in a pile. And I have this thing about saving it, like I'm going to save it for the perfect time and then I never read it. So one night I gathered them all and went through, oh my, it's a fantastic magazine.
The work that goes into this magazine, there's so many good projects in it. I need to go back and do some of them.
So many good ones. And I do feel like, I just totally lost my train of thought. Sorry. Totally lost my train of thought. Oh, there are not a lot of full color magazines like that in the world where it's packed with good projects. Like
Oh,
usually
gosh.
there's one or two. These are packed.
This the value for $9.99, the amount of patterns you're getting. I mean, it's crazy. So
It is.
I thought I would just kind of show you what's in it and what designers are in it, that just to give you a kind of an idea. I'm not going to obviously page through it all, but I mean, there are just cute stuff. Priscilla and Chelsea have stuff. Look at this. Not all who wander are lost. That's a punch needle.
The punch needle stuff is fantastic.
It's
It's all
amazing.
fantastic.
Cross stitch tomato basket.
Oh,
On the
we need
back,
that one.
I'm dying. Look at this whale, punch needle whale. And Teresa Kogut has a punch needle Old Glory. I mean, there are just amazing.
Amazing.
There's just so many great things in this magazine.
And great direction. Like it feels like great directions around the punch needle. Now,
Yes.
I feel like they hire a team of designers for the year. Does it? Oh,
Yes.
Barbara Ann. Oh,
Barbara Anna, look at that. Dreaming
Her
by
stuff.
the seashore. Her stuff
I
is so
love her
fun.
stuff.
I know. Let me just.
But I
show you.
feel like it's the same group of designers. So do you think they like contract them for the year?
I think so, yes. I think they do. And then Vanna Pfeiffer always has a
Always.
finishing tutorial. They always feature a shop. This time it's Black Cat Stitchery, which I think is in Illinois. It's
Oh,
outside of Chicago, Winthrop Harbor. Yeah, that's the one that Priscilla and Chelsea go to.
oh,
So here's a better one of it. Look at how much fun would that be? That is
love
from
it.
Lisa Berberet of Happy Cat Stitchery and Wickery. And it looks like what floss? Oh, it's all DMC.
Oh, I love when that happens.
Oh, how can that look at how great that DMC looks?
Mm.
How can that be? She must be, I don't know, but the directions are there. So that just gives you, this is a nice summer issue. Look at that. Golden Eagle.
Wow.
Anyways, so that, oh geez, look at this one. Okay, so punch needle, folks, that's my next thing. Once I get the shop kind of good for this Christmas in July, and look at my old work table here, then I'm hitting the punch needle and the embroidery. But punch needle, I would love to make some sort of, I'd like a bunch of punch needle kits. I want to do Teresa Kogut, and there's another artist that I want to get in there as well. I can't think of the name. And I want to use some of the Weeks dye works threads that come on the spool that are 3-up.
They're the best.
Yeah.
The best. I was having so much fun working on those witches. I do want to finish them.
Yes. Oh,
that's a lot of punching. That's a big piece, but they're beautiful. It's beautiful.
So I'll kind of go fast on. I mentioned this one's in the shop. And then
Love.
I also have Let Love Rain, the book with the floss. And I'm doing something a little different right now in the shop where I've got the pattern and the floss kitted up. And then I've got a link in the listing that will take you to the fabrics that I recommend. And you can choose what weight you want, which fabric you want. If you don't want fabric at all, it's just a little bit more flexible. I heard from a few of you on the listings, on the homepage of my website. That was one of the wish list things people wanted to just get without the fabric or with the fabric, that kind of thing.
Well, it's nice that you can choose your own fabric too.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a nice piece.
Okay, so let's go into Christmas in July real fast.
Oh, yes, let's.
Snowball. I'm so excited about this one. I've kitted up the entire booklet and I've got the buttons for it. And we
just
kitted
put
it
one
up
of
with
those aside.
covered bridge, 36 count linen covered bridge for this one. I do have some that don't have the fabric.
Well, can I talk about I'm so sorry, this text is really distracting me. Can I talk about after Christmas is when I put up snowmen for winter. So the snowballs one, is it more wintry than Christmas?
You're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
But I love having stuff for after Christmas.
Me
I think
too.
it's perfect.
Well, you're right. I love that too. So Spirit of Christmas, sets 1 and 2 are in the kit together. So you have the 8 patterns, and then I've made my own conversion with NPI silks. And the conversion is in there, and then there are links to the called for linen in here, which is Summer Khaki by Zweigert, and I have it in 32, 36, and 40 count in the shop. I also linked it to Zweigert in, I think it's called Moonlight. It's a silvery kind of gray color that I thought the white would show up really good on it, and it would just really sparkle and look pretty. I also think I think that New England gray, and I think Nor'easter, I put a bunch of them on the website that I thought would look really good. So,
and I got to tell you, for something that small, I am not an Aida stitcher at all, but this hand-dyed Aida, I am so attracted to.
yes.
I would be very tempted to do that on a hand-dyed Aida.
You totally could do that on a hand-dyed Aida, as you could the snowball. You could
absolutely.
This would be a perfect one for the and you can get to the Aida through the links. For sure.
I love. I mean, I have been, and I'll be honest, I've been anti-Aida for years until I started seeing the hand-dyed and how it just softened everything about it. It's just a beautiful fabric.
It's good to be an Aida stitcher these days. I think.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
It is.
So that's it on. This is the summer khaki color that is called for.
So pretty.
And then I've got, you read my mind, Sue. This is back.
I love that.
And I've got the actual weeks this time. Called for colors. Love this one. And I've got it linked to a few different options for that, as well as the called for option that you saw Sue's on.
I will say for both of those, I wish I had gone 40 to keep it into this. That's the only reason, because I love them both and I'm not planning on changing them. But I think, like, just for size, to bring it down a little.
Well, maybe we should do a trade, because I might like it bigger. We'll talk afterwards. Because I actually
so darn far.
You can be might be amenable to making that trade. Okay, this one was a very popular one last year.
Love.
Such whimsical characters on this Quarry Ibeta Quarry.
And I have the Halloween ones, which I love and I want to get back to.
And I am trying to get those. They are so hard to find right now.
Are they? Little Percy. He's strutting around.
Percy.
He's so cute.
Something going on in the kitchen. And then this one, it's not in the shop yet, but I am kitting up with most of the called for colors, another Artful Offerings. I saw Laura talking about it, as well as Sweetwater Stitcher. Jessica was talking about it.
Not familiar.
Yeah.
Am I familiar with Sweetwater Stitcher?
If you're not, you should go check her out. She's
Right.
newer to me on FlossTube, and she's just starting to get into more of the sampler kind of world.
Well, it's so funny. There's a good chance I know exactly who she is, but I'm never paying close enough attention to names. Like I
Yes.
could click on her and go, oh yeah, I've watched it.
Yeah,
Like-
probably because she also watches, you know, our good friend down in DC area.
Oh yeah, Tiger Lily.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Maybe I do have brain fog.
I have to catch up on with her now that she's moved. I feel like I got out of my Friday night watching.
Oh my gosh, she's an Aurifil like rep now, or
Yeah.
whatever you call it.
Yeah.
Very cool. Into her new space. Did you see beautiful first floor hardwood floor,
No.
windows, and she's decking it all out with IKEA stuff.
Oh, I've got to go watch.
But this one is just so simple and classy. And I think it's like 4 colors, 2 green, 2 red. It would be a beautiful pillow. You know, you could do it on a big, I have actually some Lori Holt 25 count that's coming, her vintage colorways. And when that comes, I think I might do that. I might use 3 strands and make a bigger pillow. I just think it's so pretty. Put 2022 on it. Then I am starting to get some Christmas fabrics. Of course, I love Liberty, and I pulled it a little forward so I can just kind of go through. This is a 5-inch square. How perfect for backing for like a 4-inch pillow. Be the
Love.
perfect, you know, 1/2-inch seam there for you. But just to give you an idea, the small print would be just so cute on the backs. of the
Love.
pillows. Or you can make a quilt or a table runner. This Liberty line, a woodland Christmas, I'll be getting the 10-inch
Or
stackers.
you could do
as well.
hexagons.
You could do hexies, yes.
I'm obsessed with them.
It's just so cute. I love Liberty. Look at that. So cute.
Chelsea
anyways.
has the most beautiful quilt shop, like within walking distance of her house.
Oh,
And we walk down because she lives right in, like, they have a little tiny town that you can walk to. Oh my gosh, I just could have gone crazy in there. Look at those, Rachel.
Oh. Well, I just I got a big refillment of these acrylic snowflakes. So if you are planning on doing any 3-inch kind of size circular snowflake pattern grouping, this happens to be from last year. These were Erica Art's 12 Days of Christmas
Love.
pattern that I worked with her on. But
Those are
yeah.
so cute. I want to make
So-
them.
They're so easy. That's a disc on the back. This is just some paper that I made a circle out of, some cardstock paper, scrapbook paper. And they're just so cute. I love
Oh,
them.
they're perfect.
And then new in my shop, packaging kind of bugs me, but but these are just magnetic frames. So it's an acrylic round frame like this that's got a magnet on the back. And I just thought, I just want to do, I don't know, there's just so many uses for this.
Yeah.
If you've got like metal bins that you want to have labeled, you could stitch, I don't know, initials or labels, or you could
Mhm.
stitch something for your fridge or
Fridge.
I mean,
Oh my gosh, I'm such a fridge girl. Like,
me too.
yeah.
Another-
Oh, I
don't-
love
you know,
them.
this 80s looking stitching on the front's not my jam, but
That is so 80s.
I'm like,
So
I'm
80s.
gonna make something cool and put it in here. But I mean, just envision like a Quaker image, or like
Yes, just like a
I don't know.
motif.
a motif, or
Mhm.
one of the Artful Offerings bunnies, or the tree, or I don't know, something a little more.
Absolutely.
So I think, I know I'm going to realize that I missed something, but I'm gonna
Love it.
say goodbye to this camera. Leave. Goodbye. Whoops, I'm still there. I have to do it over here. I'll have to, let's see,
Put that back in that waiting room.
remove pin, put in waiting room.
Perfect.
Am I back now?
You're back. Perfect.
Okay. How was that technology wise?
It was very cool. I
Excellent.
love seeing things like that because it's inspiring. even if it's like, oh, I'm not going to get that, but it's inspired me in some way. I
Yeah.
love it
Oh, I like to talk about things you can do with the stuff,
with it.
ideas. Because when I'm looking at this stuff, that's what I'm thinking when I'm purchasing for you all.
Yes.
I'm not just buying to buy. I'm thoughtfully thinking through, what would I do with that?
What would you do with it? Yeah, I love those, thinking like the you said the name of the samplers, I already can't remember, with the separate motifs.
Oh, the Quaker.
Quaker. Like I have so many Quaker samplers that would be
Yeah.
so cute to put on there.
Uh-huh.
And I
Yes.
love the thought of like a metal container of some sort, like that you're using at Christmas time for your Christmas cards. And you put a few
Yeah.
of those on. It would be so sweet.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's got to be ways to use it.
I agree.
Okay. Well, I can't think of anything else.
Feel like we had a lot today.
We had a lot. This is probably going to be a long one, and it's probably going to be edited a little differently because I'm on a different machine. I'm on Mac now instead of my.
Have you not had a Mac before this?
No, just my iPhone, and an iPad.
Oh my gosh, any other type of computer. You should see Dave has I call them normal computers, which just frustrates me to death when I have to use it. And when he tries to work on my computer, just the mouse pad alone, like he doesn't realize, like he just taps it. It's like, you can't just tap it. You have to push down.
Yeah. That's how Brian came in here and he's like, how do I pull up a file on this thing?
I know,
It's crazy.
I think it's very frustrating. I give you a lot of credit to do the switch because it's a hard switch, I think.
My working years, it was all Microsoft. I don't even know what you call that. My gosh, I'm losing my mind. It's all not.
I know
Mac.
I know what you mean.
I mean, I'm an Excel, Microsoft Word, PowerPoint kind of person. So I've got it so I can still use those programs. But
yeah,
I'm still working on getting my business files back on the machine. And Brian doesn't have the bandwidth this week to get them back on. So that's a weekend project and I'm scared.
Yeah. Well, when my computer crashed and I had to use Dave's for like Zooms and all of that. Oh my God, I thought my head was going to explode because I had no patience whatsoever. And I was like ready to like kill someone.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. So the next couple of weeks, I'm going to get a lot of this stuff in the shop. I'm going to get those clubs going and maybe even out. Just so you know, if you are a linen club member, you are going to be charged on the 1st of July. And if you are an Aida club member, I think we're scheduled for the 15th of the month. And yep, so those clubs will be going out.
And they're all there. When is the next one? I don't know why I don't know when.
October.
Oh, phew. Okay.
I know.
Okay. It's that one's going to be tough because that's when all our holiday, like for yarn, it's such a cool balance though, because I have been dyeing fabric for probably 3 weeks almost, I would say, pretty solid between other things. And then just fitting in yarn orders as I needed them, where now I'm all about the yarn. And we have a show coming up in Vermont in August for anyone that wants to come.
I want to come.
I know. I'm super excited. It's at Must Love Yarn. It's a pop-up, but I have to get ready for that. And then all our holiday boxes and all our holiday colors. And it's crazy time.
Yeah, I know.
Summer's tough for yarn dyers. It's a busy time.
Yeah. Well, for anyone who has to do holidays, sales.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's exciting. I'm so excited to be dyeing yarn next week. Like I have it all in my head, what I'm going to do. It's a more concise process and it's going to be a busy couple weeks of yarn dyeing. So,
oh my gosh.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah. All
so
good.
Grateful.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And it was good catching up with you finally.
I know. I feel like probably have to cut out a lot at the beginning.
I know. I feel like this is 2 hours long here. No, maybe an hour and a half. It's long, people.
It is long. It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Skip ahead. do what you need to do.
Do what you need to do. Enjoy the weekend. Today's Friday.
It's gonna be a
And,
beautiful weekend here.
yeah,
90s.
and so 4th of July week, we'll be doing a live. We'll have to figure out when and how that's going to work. I do come home Thursday that week. So
I don't even know when the 4th is.
I think it's on like a Monday or Tuesday.
Okay.
So we'll figure it out. We'll let you know in plenty of time because I know you're all like waiting for our live. I'm sure you were all like, oh, they were gone for 3 weeks.
I know.
Didn't even know that. Whenever somebody says that on a podcast, I'm like, oh, I didn't even know they were gone for 2 months.
I know.
That's so fast.
I know. I'm really bad. I lose.
It's terrible.
I know.
Oh, terrible.
I'm not good at keeping up with floss tubes now. I'm so like all over the map. I watch 15 minutes and I go on to another one.
Well, time just goes so fast. The idea of, and a lot of times I'm watching floss tubes a week after they're published, or it's so
same.
There's so many good ones out there right now. So
yeah,
take a
I know.
list.
I used to watch a lot while I was working, and I find all it is noise. Like I can't look. I'm busy working, so I feel like I don't get to see as many now. I have to put on a show that I just listen to, or a podcast,
music, or
yeah.
I've been into Spanish guitar. I tell Siri, hey Siri, play Spanish guitar.
Really?
She's listening to me right now. Wonder if she knows I'm on a Zoom. It's like, do you remember the Gypsy Kings?
Well, like I know what it like. What about it do you love?
I don't know. It's just so like I just float around here, and
it makes
me very like, classical music kind of makes me nervous.
Oh, classical music, I will tell you,
Or I fall asleep.
I wish I was disciplined and put it on, because for the creative brain, it's amazing. And I've done such great work during times like that. Like it does something to my brain, but I'm not drawn to music at all. I don't know why. I know. And Dave is like a music fanatic. Like he loves it. He loves going to concerts, and the kids, they all like the same music. So they all talk about it, him and the kids, and we're going to go to this concert and this concert. And I'm just like, okay, I'll go. And I enjoy it, but I'm not drawn to it.
Oh my gosh. I know every word to every song from 70s, 80s, 90s.
I might do that just because that was a time when I listened more.
I don't know. And now when I sing the lyrics, I'm like, I was singing that out loud when I was 12?
We were so strict about music with the kids, with lyrics, because they grew up in the 90s. Well, I'm going to say this and someone's going to be like, oh no. But like 90s music didn't do it for me. We're like real 60s, and the kids are too.
Well, and yeah, my kids too, because they're both like, why is your music so angry? Like, especially 80s, like the hair bands and it's just they're angry. And then the early 90s is the grunge, and like, what are they saying?
90s was not a good time for music.
Angry women and angry men and breaking up and drama and dogs dying and
all right, we gotta go. Needles.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for joining in, and we'll see you on the next episode.
And we will be live.
And we will be live.
That's it. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
End